From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm David Augustine. An expert warns trying to shortcut environmental interests does not help expedite major infrastructure projects. The Liberal government's new major projects bill would give the government broad power to skirt environmental laws in order to push forward projects of national importance. University of Ottawa law professor Stuart Elgee says the Harper government was dismissive of environmental and Indigenous concerns. Elgee says the kinds of powers in the government's bill are something you might see in a national emergency. A federal contractor that worked on the ArriveCan app is banned from government projects.
Public Services and Procurement Canada's deemed GC Strategies Inc. ineligible for government contracts or real property agreements for 7 years. The Auditor General says the company was awarded more than $19 million for the ArriveCan app. That was first brought in to track health and contact information of people entering the country during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Federal Auditor General is set to report next week on whether contracts awarded to GC Strategies and others were good value for money. Jason White, The Canadian Press.
Overseas, it's been a non-stop barrage of explosions in Ukraine. Russian drones and missiles have targeted Ukraine's eastern city of Kharkiv, killing at least 3 people and injuring 21 others. It comes after Ukraine embarrassed the Kremlin with a surprising drone attack on military airfields deep inside Russia earlier this week. Reporter Martha Raditz is in Kyiv.
Explosions as Russia's fury is felt here. Nearly 500 Russian missiles and drones raining down on Ukraine, slamming outside Kyiv. Retaliation for that stunning Ukrainian attack that flew deep inside Russia and set Russian military planes on fire.
The war has continued unabated, with 2 rounds of direct peace talks delivering no significant breakthroughs. South of the border, a Maryland man deported to El Salvador in March has been returned to the United States to face federal human trafficking charges. It's alleged that Kilmar Abrego Garcia conspired to bring undocumented immigrants into the U.S. from Guatemala, El Salvador, and other countries. Maryland Democratic Representative Glenn Ivey has been fighting on behalf of Garcia's family and describes the prison that he was first sent to.
The prisons are CCOT is intentionally, I think, a gulag.
Court records show Abrego Garcia lived in the U.S. for roughly 14 years, during which he worked construction, got married, and was raising 3 children with disabilities. And back here at home, an advertising campaign to recruit American doctors and nurses uncomfortable with the policies of President Trump is underway. BC Health Minister Josie Osborne says the 6-week-long campaign targets healthcare workers in Washington State, Oregon, and California. Osborne says the campaign costs $5 million. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, it was not the night for the Edmonton Oilers as Brad Marchand scored in double overtime to hand them the loss in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Marchand says the energy in the building was impressive.
Just the intensity of the games it's exciting to be part of, so it's a good one to win. I like the way that we played tonight.
The defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers tied the best-of-7 series at 1 apiece with Game 3 on Monday in Sunrise, Florida. In CFL action, Davis Alexander got off to a winning start in his first game as the face of the Montreal Alouettes. The 26-year-old quarterback helped Montreal beat the Toronto Argonauts 28-10 to open its CFL season. Alexander says he didn't feel the weight of expectations now that he's leading the team.
No pressure. There's no pressure on this. We got the best defense in the league. I got playmakers all around me. Offensive line was amazing. Our run game was amazing. There's no pressure.
The Alouettes chose to keep Alexander over former starter Cody Fajardo this past offseason. From the Canadian Press, I'm David Augustine.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.